Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video we're going to be making this beautiful dress with a detachable peplum. This peplum is actually detachable, so you can see it looks like a cut together dress, but it is not a cut together dress. The sleeve is separate, then the peplum is also detachable. It is looking somehow on the mannequin, but the fitting of the peplum looks better when you are wearing it on your body. Now for this dress, I used 2 yards of doll face and I used 1.5 yard of Ankara fabric for this. Now this is a doll face, though it doesn't look like a doll face, but it is a doll face. Then the color is a cut together color. Now this is the fabric that I'm using. I have my doll face, I have my Ankara fabric, and I'll be doing a freehand cutting, no pattern drafting, though the peplum may be a pattern first before cutting out on the Ankara. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold out the parts that I'll use for the front and also for the back. Now I want to cut the both of them separately. I was checking if I should use the second Ankara that I showed, but I don't think it will look nice, and that's why I focused on making the dress with this particular one. Now I am done folding out the parts that we use for my front, and I trimmed off the edge. Now I will make this a short gown and a free gown also. I'll use 3 by 3 for the neckline, for the front neckline. First of all, 3 by 3. Then after that, I will measure my shoulder. So if your normal shoulder measurement is 16 inches, you should make it like 18 or 19 so that it will be way wide. It will be wider. I made mine 18 inches. Now from the shoulder, I will mark out my hip line, my waistline, my bust points, and then the full length of this dress. And like I said, I want this dress to be a short dress, so I will mark 27 for my hip line, 16 for my waistline, and 34 for the full length, plus extra 3 inches for folding. I want the hem to be wide, so that's why I marked out extra 3 inches for folding, for hemming it. Now I also connect my lines. I did not mark chest line. If you notice, I did not mark chest line. The chest line of this dress will fall on my bust point. It will have a free armhole, so I will use my bust points as my armhole line. Then I will divide my hip by 4 plus extra 2 or 3 inches, and then I'll mark straight down to the full length. From the shoulder, I'll come down by 10, and this 10 is my bust points line. So that is where I will take my armhole line and my bust measurements divided by 4 plus 3 inches or 2 inches. It depends on how wide you want it to be. So you can see that is where I connected my armhole to. The armhole should come low, it should come down because it is a free dress. Now at the waist, I'll divide my waist by 4 plus 3 inches. Then I'll go ahead and connect. So this dress is a free dress, it's just a shift dress. And remember, I said that you should bring down your armhole line. Your armhole line should be on your bust point or even below your bust point. It has to be low. Then I'll go ahead and cut out. I'll cut out my bust, my waist, my hip, and then the full length. Remember to add up to 3 or 4 inches for hemming. After cutting this out, I will use this front to cut out my back. And the back will not have any zipper allowance. It will be closed just like this front. Now I am done. I'll go ahead and fold my fabric for the front. Now this dress looks simple but somehow tricky. The front will have a slit. You will give it a slit at the front neckline. We will get to that. I am trying to cut out my back, and the back and the front will be equal. The only difference will be at the neckline. The neck depth for the back will be 1 inch. 1 inch for the neck depth, and I'll go ahead and cut out the rest of my front measurements. You don't really need to do much. Now after cutting, I will slit with my front neckline open. You will slit it open so that it will give you that v-neck illusion. So for the back, I did 1 inch for the neck depth, and I'll cut out my shoulder slants, my armhole, and that is it. Now after doing that, I'll go ahead and slit my front neckline. I will slit it with like 4 inches. I'll come down by like 4 inches or 5 inches. can see how I slitted it. Now if I open it up, this is what I have at the front. I have a slit at the front. If you want to bring it down more, it is up to you. Now after cutting that, the next thing that I'm going to cut is my sleeve. And remember that our armhole is deep, so when cutting out this sleeve, you also make sure that your armhole for your sleeve is wide. It should be wide, and the width or wideness of the sleeve should be up to 10 inches. Now I'll go ahead and give it a shallow armhole curve. You can see that my armhole curve is not too deep, it is shallow. Then from there I'll mark 10 inches and extra 3 inches for turn up. It is a turn up sleeve, so just mark 10 inches and extra 3 inches for turn up. Now I'll go ahead and cut from there. You can see I gave it a shallow armhole curve. My armhole curve is not really deep. Now after doing this, I'll keep it aside. Your normal sleeve length plus extra 3 for turn up. Now this is my front, and I'm trying to cut out a facing for my front neckline. The front neckline we have a facing, and that is what I'm cutting out right now. So from that slit area, I will come down by 5. Then I will cut out my normal neckline. I'll cut out my shoulder slant. Then from where the slit stopped at, come down by like 5 inches and then cut from there. You can see how I'm cutting my facing. I'm giving it a V shape. You come down by like 5 or 4 inches below your neckline. So now this is my neck and this is my slits. I'll go ahead and turn only the slits. Leave the normal neckline, the round neckline, leave it. Turn only the slits. Only the slit is where you need to turn. So I'll go ahead and mark it so that I will not get confused. Just turn your slit. Just give it a V shape. Turn that neck slit. That's the only thing you turn here. After turning it, you keep it aside. Now I'm using this paper for our peplum. I'll go ahead and mark out my waist measurement. My waist measurement is 27 and I'll mark out 27. My round waist is 27 and I'll mark out 27. Then I want the length of this peplum to be 15 inches minus the band to 15 inches, and I'll mark 15 inches up. Then after marking this, I'll connect the line. This is the width. I measured 27 inches. This paper is not unfolded. I did not divide my waist. Just mark out 27 inches, a long 27 inches or whatever your waist measurement. If your waist measurement is 40, mark out 40. Then you measure the height or the length of the peplum. Now after marking this is 27 inches and this is my full waist measurement. I will find the midpoints of this paper, and the midpoints of this paper will serve as our center front. So the midpoints of this paper, the midpoint of 27 is 13.5. 13.5 is the midpoint of 20. It is the half of 27. So this 13.5, I'll go ahead and mark a straight line. So this straight line that I'm marking here will serve as my center front. Now from this center line, I will go towards the right. I'll label my left and my right. This is my left, this is my right. So towards the side, from the center, you go in by 2 inches towards the right hand side. You go in by 2 inches. Then from the top of the paper, you can come down by 6 or 5 for now. So for now, come down by 6 or 5. Then you go ahead and trace out. This is the first time I'm trying this. It does not have a particular measurement, but you will figure it out. So I noticed that the 6 is low. I made it 5. I made it 4, 5. So now from the other side, I will come down by 4. And from this point, I will connect to that 4. I'm trying to get the shape of that peplum. So now this is what we have, and after cutting it out, I felt like the sides are too wide. I later reduced the side pieces, but the center is okay. I like the shape of the center. I like the shape of that triangular area. Then I'll notch my center. Notching your center is very important. Then after cutting this, I'll go ahead and cut it out on my fabric, on my Ankara fabric. So while cutting out on my Ankara fabric, I had to reduce the sides. Like I told you guys, I feel like the side of this peplum is too wide. You can see I reduced it. I reduced it to like 3 inches. 3 inches. So the side measurements are 3 inches, and this is the shape I have. Now I will add half an inch seam allowance around it, and you can see the way I placed it on my fabric. The right side of the fabric is facing me. Then you add half an inch seam allowance round, and then you will cut out. Now after cutting this out, you will use your ankara or any fabric you're using as the lining. My ankara is what I want to use as my lining as well. Now I will go ahead and place it on top, and then I'll cut out. I even reduced my side more. This is the first time I tried this out, so I started from 6 at the side in order to stay on the safer side. Now I will add a hard stay to it, and I'll also cut out my band. So if your waist is 30, your band should be 33, so that you will have extra for hook. You have a hook. This is a detachable peplum, so you will have to add a hook to the back. So now my waist is 27, but this band is 30 inches. So this is my band. I will add a hard stay to my band and to one piece of my ankara. If you want to add the hard stay to all the pieces of your ankara, you are also free to do that. So this is my hard stay, hard gum, like we all call it. I'll go ahead and cut out my hard gum. After laminating this fabric, I'll also do the same thing on my band. Now I am done ironing the gum to the fabric. I'll go ahead and trim off the excess. So after trimming off the excess, I'll place this particular peplum on the other one. I did not add hard gum to the other one. I'll place this particular peplum to the other one. Then I'll go ahead and turn. I'll only turn the sides and this V-shape area, this pointed part area. Now this is what I have. I will introduce the other peplum. Now I told you guys that I kept on reducing the side. That place I'm calling side is actually the center back. So I kept on reducing the center back so that it will look smaller. Now I have 3 inches there. Like after turning and everything, I measured it and I had like 3 inches there. So I am satisfied with this shape. Now I will go ahead and turn this with this particular ankara, and placing the two of them, they're no longer equal because I trimmed the other one. I'll go ahead and trim this remaining side. After trimming, I will iron, and then after trimming, I will go ahead and join the sides and I will trim. Now over to our main dress. I am done turning the front neckline. I'll just go ahead and iron. You can see what I have right there. I'll go ahead and place my front and my back together. I am not turning the neckline because we are adding a collar to our neckline. So I'll just go ahead and join the two of them together. I will join them with 1 inch. I will use 1 inch to join, and then I'll close my shoulder, and then I will hem. I'll give it a very bold hem. Now back to our peplum. You can see what I have right there. I have turned our peplum, the sides and the center back. I measured and I have 3 inches. So if you are drafting on paper, just know that your center back will be 3 inches. Now this is my band. I'll go ahead and also attach my band. After attaching your band, it will give us the normal length that will look good. So if you wear this on your body, it is actually finer than the way it looks on the mannequin. And one thing I noticed is that if you are making this, you can just decide to sew it without a hard gum. Now this is our sleeve. I will go ahead and hem this sleeve. I'll fold in half an inch, and then I'll fold in 3 inches. Now I am done ironing my gown. It is looking good already, and I'll trim the armhole. I want the armhole to be deep. Remember, I told you all that I want the armhole to be very deep. It should cross your bust points. It should stop at your bust point, or it should cross your bust points, anyhow you want it. Now this is my sleeve. I am done hemming my sleeve. I folded in 3 inches. this sleeve is for turn up, so you can see I folded in 3 inches, half, and then another 2. Then now I will fold it out. After folding in, I will fold out. I'll just fold out where I want to use as my turn up. Then after folding it out, I will iron it very, very well. There's another method for this, but this is actually the easier method. Also go ahead and fold out and iron. Now this is my dress, and I've also folded out my sleeve, so I'm trying to measure if the armhole are equal. I went ahead to bring down my armhole more, and I'm done shaping my sleeve. Now this is my peplum. I'll fix my band, and at the end of the day, this is what we have. Our dress is really beautiful, and there is nothing much that we are doing at this point. So I'll go ahead and measure my round neck. And after measuring my round neck, I got 17 inches for my round neck. And I said you guys that I will be doing a cut together collar. So I measured 17 divided by 2, and then I went up by 3 inches. I've done this a lot of times. I'm even tired of explaining it. I divided my 70 by 2, and then from that place, on the center front, I will slant, and that is it. I have a lot of collar tutorials, please. The previous video that I posted is even on a cut together collar also. So I will just divide my neckline by 2, and then I'll go up by 3. That's all. That is how I do my cut together collar. No long talk, no stress. Now I'll go ahead and cut out this paper, unfold. After cutting this, I'll also cut out another one. It will have to be 2 pieces. So as you are cutting it, you add half an inch seam allowance around this collar paper that I'm holding right now. So after cutting that, I'll cut out another one. I'll cut out another one. Now I'll go ahead and turn the top and the sides of the collar. I'll open up the collar. I'll turn the top and the sides of the collar, and after turning that, I'll go ahead and iron. Then after ironing it, I'll fix it to my round neck. You can see that slit part of the dress is not part of that collar measurement. The place that I measured is just the round part of the collar. So I'll fold in half an inch, and iron. And after ironing, I will attach it round my neckline. Just go ahead and attach it round my neckline. So at this point, I'm done fixing my collar, and you can see the area where I attached it at, and it is really looking fine. Now this is my peplum, and I am done. You can see the extra waistband that I have there. That is for the hook area. This is the center back, and the other side is the center front. The pointy part is the center front. So you can see what I have there. My peplum is ready. At the end of the day, this is what we have. I hope this dress is beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to register for our online classes, you can just drop a comment in the comment section, and I will direct you on how to register. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and click on the subscribe button and on the notification button, so that anytime I upload a new video, you will get notified. I hope our dress is beautiful. For me, I like the collar and the sleeve. Thank you all so much, and see you all in my next video. Bye.